is no endpoint. You can see this is the payment in USD, USDG, I believe. This parses the sale, if it's a listing or a bid. This fetches the sales log. When the RPC says no, this fetches the sales log, and this fetches the contract metadata. This fetches the floor price in USD. This runs the actual scan, so sets the window and then pulls the actual sales. And this adds everything up, so you know that it's running multiple different ETH, WETH, and USD, so it adds up all the sales. This goes ahead and scores it. Remember, there's that like gambling side, the very cheap ones with high volume, and then the high volumes that may not be cheap, but the last 4 hours. Sorted 2 different ways here. I'm using pandas data frames here. You can see this prints the actual table of the moonshot list. And then this is the safer list. I don't think any of this is safe, to be very clear, but this is a safer list because these are actually like high volume opposed to just high volume and low price. This saves everything to the CSV, and this is important because then you'll have the CSV forever. And that's pretty much all the code. So this is the whole file. If you want me to just scroll through this again, you can just pause and rewind and get all the code, but here's a quick scroll through all of the code as well. So this is the NFT volume value scanner, and this is all of the code here, but I just walked through all the code as well. So this is just a second chance to see it all. And then this is how you run it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You need your Alchemy key, and then you can just run the scanner. So now you have all of the code to the exact scanner that I am using for following all of Robinhood Chain NFT. And then the final line of code here is the main loop. So let's just go ahead and see here. Here's some extra imports, and boom, you're good to go. And this is how you run it. Boom. Now you have all of the code to see everybody's positions. This is insane. Someone opened a $115 million BTC short with 40x leverage. He is now just 560 away from liquidation. Is this the same guy we're looking at? Crash in Japan, 18.8 trillion, $128 billion wiped from Japanese stocks today. It's happening. So what was that? That was yesterday, so pass. OpenAI shuts down team responsible for assessing whether its AI models could pose catastrophic risk. European Central Bank warns an AI stock market correction is coming. Blah, blah, blah. We saw that. Massive for crypto. Somebody said something in Russian. Let's go ahead and see what homeboy said. Google Translate. Detect language. When will you start finally making money instead of talking about it? Ray Dalio warns the U.S. is already past the point of no return and a debt crisis is inevitable. JP Morgan CEO warned the U.S. dollar will no longer be a reserve currency within the next 25 years. Japan has not even started dumping their U.S. Treasury holdings. Scott Bessent had earlier called for Bretton Woods 2.0 to make the banking and financial system more efficient. Yay. And this is up 62% in the last 14 days. Jesus. Like he's down 78%. That's insane. U.S. 30-year bond yield reaches highest level in over 19 years. Z500 is now verified on Moonshot. Okay. Let's look at this a little bit. Let's go to Z500. So the TLDR is Z500's Black Noise attempt to build a curation layer for crypto. The core thesis: hold one token, gain exposure to strong runners, let projects compete to create value on the network. Z500 on-chain index that ranks and curates promising token launches. The model team airdrops token supply to Ansem holders. Plus buy and burn Ansem to gain visibility and climb the leaderboard. The incentive: projects get distribution and attention. Ansem holders get exposure to new launches. The problem: thousands of tokens launch every day, while retail has little visibility into team allocation. So now what I want to do is go through the code. Now it's a lot of code, and you can see I'm going to give you all of the code here. You can see the module doc strings, the dials, the building out the rows and all that. I'm going to fly through this, so go ahead and feel free to screenshot or do whatever you need to do to see the code. But here's the doc screen just explaining everything. Just pause, rewind in order to get all the code. You can see I'm looking at a minimum position value of 100,000. The whale value is 30 million. So if you look here on the right side, I can see everybody's positions here. I can see this guy has a $51 million position. This guy has a $15 million position. He gets liquidated in 3.42%. You can hear some liquidations coming through. But now that Hyperliquid has introduced this, it's a public ledger and you can see everything. And I'm going to give you all of the code. Doing it yourself means you have to look up every single wallet that is trading on Hyperliquid one at a time. And that is damn near impossible because there's something called a 429 rate limit. Meaning if you hit the Hyperliquid API too many times, it's eventually going to say, hey, you can't hit this anymore. So that's why I went ahead and I built my own node, essentially my own Hyperliquid node. And then everybody inside of my Discord is able to use the Moondev API. So this can actually happen. You have to watch every single wallet, every single order that goes through the exchange. And that's what I'm doing. So you can see here, when I was putting this together, there was a $107 million long liquidation, 3.17% away. So if the big boys, Wall Street, etc., are trading based off of... I just, looking back at the last week, like, damn, did I come off as shilling these bullshit NFTs? Because every time I look at them, I'm like, these are all going to zero. I'm going to take a shot here. But please don't do the same. I don't want you to pump my bags, any of that. I never want to come off as that. I guess, what is the solution here? How do I still be authentic and show people what I'm actually building, but not to come off as a shill ever? He says, fuck a moon, you have no idea who these people are and what their agenda is. It's NFTs, it is what it is. We're all adults here. I appreciate you guys, appreciate you. Or don't stream to the public. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should just cut the public off. 23 says, I believe in you, G. You inspire me so much, bro. I feel like I just feel it. I hope everything that you wish for happens to you. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you guys supporting, watching. Let me know.
I stayed up all night staring at the charts just to watch $30,000 go down the drain. I swore this was going to be my
multiple times. So I see a cheapie for like $5 and it goes down 90%. Matter of fact, I think there's an example of that right here. I got a little excited about these chain brokers here or chain traders, and I bought them at $5 and they're 47 cents now. So absolutely smoked on those. And that's the tricky part about that section of the code. And I would say with the more quote unquote blue chips, obviously they're not actual blue chips, but this updates every 15 minutes and it appends to a CSV forever. So you have access to it forever. And then here is all of the code. I'll go fast through this. So you will have to screenshot, do whatever you need, pause the video, etc. I'm going to go through all of the code right now and you'll have the exact scanner that I have. So these are the imports here. I'm looking, and then the final line of code here is the main loop. So let's just go ahead and see here. Here's some extra imports and boom, you're good to go. And this is how you run it. Boom. Now you have all of the code to see everybody's positions. And then the final line of code here is the main loop. So let's just go ahead and see here. Here's some extra imports and boom, you're good to go. And this is how you run it. Boom. Now you have all of the code to see everybody's positions.